Hello, welcome to Mind Body TV. I'm Dr. Kim Duramo, and this is part of our summer series. This is session 5 of our summer series, Back to Basics with Mind Body Medicine. I am at the beach for the summer with my family. This is a pre-recorded item because we wanted to still be available to do this and to air these series live, but I'm pre-recording this because I'm on vacation with my family. But I wanted to pull some of the tools from my book, The Mind Body Toolkit, to share with you so that you can go deeper into what the power of this work really is. A lot of people are beginning to understand that our system is creative, that what we think about, what we believe, what's happening in our mind, which is all the neuronal networks meshed throughout our body, is actually impacting our body. Sometimes we're not aware of what's happening in our mind, but we may just be very aware of what's happening in our body, whether it's illness, pain, fatigue, something that's like a medical conundrum. We can unlock that mystery by learning and utilizing mind-body medicine. And so for myself as a physician, I studied this actually before I became a physician for many, many, many years. I understood that the body can heal itself. I understood that the mind and body are connected. But what I didn't understand is, okay, so now what? What do I do with that? How do I activate that mind-body connection for self-healing? And it really wasn't until after I experienced a very severe autoimmune disease that I had to really connect and let that in at a much deeper level. And so when I created my work, I wrote the Mind Body Toolkit to share 10 tools you can use anywhere at any time to powerfully activate mind-body healing. The science behind why they work. What is your mind-body system? How do you activate it? And the go-to tools of what to do. And so today we'll be talking about one of the most powerful tools in the book, and it's about using your words. Your words can be medicine, and they can also be poison. In fact, according to your cells, which are always listening, you are the world's leading expert on everything, meaning everything you say gets registered as truth, right? Oh, I can't get better. No matter what I do, nothing works. And your cellular will keep creating that in your experience. Like you'll have the best medicine or the best practitioners or whatever you're doing, but like you never get better, whether it's pain or fatigue or illness, or, oh, I never have enough money, or, oh, those bad things always happen to me, or whatever it may be that you're habitually saying, it gets programmed into your system and your cells are listening. Most of the things we're saying are unconscious. And so one of the things we're going to do with this week's episode is do a practice this week to listen to yourself. What are you saying and how are you saying it? Now, one of the things that happens when people will begin to say, okay, I've got to use my words, and they'll say, I just have to think positive. And so then it becomes like, no, everything's fine. I'm perfectly happy and well. But you know it's a lie. That is not the same thing as letting your words be medicine, because it's just not going to go in. So how do we honor what's actually happening while using words that empower us to heal? And I'll give you an example of this. So where we are right now is very close to where I went to medical school, and I did get to do a fellowship extra training year in osteopathic medicine, which was all about how the mind and body are connected, how the body heals itself. And a lot of people I had in my clinic would come with fibromyalgia or chronic pain syndromes. And they would say, oh, my pain never goes away. Nothing I do ever works. Every doctor I see fails me. Now, was that true in their experience? Yes. But the way they were speaking it was from a victimhood. Like there was no other possibility and it would always continue to be true, right? Because your cells are listening. Okay, that's what we're going to keep experiencing. And it literally patterns the way your brain works, the way your hormonal networks work, the way all of your nervous system works. So it will keep creating that and having you choose stuff that doesn't work. And so it wasn't a matter of having them say, oh, I'm free from pain. I feel amazing. But to just speak in a way that could allow possibility. So I would teach my patients by first showing them, is that what you really want to create? And you have to start by giving yourself a little bit of compassion. Like, that has been your hardship. That has been your experience. So we're not going to deny that. We're going to embrace that. And we're going to allow something else to come in, right? So, I haven't had any solutions, and I wonder what else might be possible. Or, wow, all the doctors I've seen haven't been able to figure this out, but I wonder what might happen now. I wonder what could be different. Or, I've had this pain for 10 years nonstop. What might open me for a change? So you've got to invite in possibility with your words and notice what you're speaking. And so a lot of times, how we think, what we believe gets dictated by our experience. And I'm going to have you reverse that, because your experience is actually dictated by what you believe. Your experience is actually created from what you are speaking. Right? Because your words are the beliefs you feel most strongly about. So you say them, you actually verbalize them, and that is very powerfully creative. Even more powerful than a thought is a belief. More powerful than a belief is your words. And so you really want to watch this. And so share with me here in the comments, because we'll be looking these over to connect with you, to answer questions. Have you experienced this where it's like, yeah, but it's hard, because I have suffered, I have struggled. And have you experienced it that you don't know how else to communicate about it without lying? Because someone asks you how you're doing and you're miserable, you have a choice. You can tell the truth and speak all these negative words, which are just gonna propagate the cycle of continued pathology, or you lie. And so, of course, if those are the only two choices, give yourself a break. We're gonna create a third option, right? Where you speak possibility while honoring what has been true. Okay, so for example, wow, I used to think it was hopeless and that no matter what I did, I would never get better. And I wonder what might be possible now. So that maybe you're not in a space where there's possibility, right? Like, I used to think there was no possibility, but now I know everything's possible. Like, maybe you're not there. You can only work with where you are now, but you're going to soften around some of the conclusions you've been telling yourself. So maybe you start with, wow, I felt completely hopeless for 10 years. Nothing I did worked, and I suffered like you wouldn't even believe. And then I just decided to pause and see if I could let in something new. Right? And then you can even speak to that. I still feel kind of uncertain, but I'm open. I'm open to considering the possibility. That might be the best you get, but that is a way higher frequency statement and a way higher frequency embodiment than what most people are speaking when they're living with severe chronic illness or chronic pain, right? So if you notice, complaint is just gonna keep recreating the unwanted thing. If you notice whining, like, which is where we're trying to get someone to acknowledge how much pain we're in, but it kind of requires us to be helpless. So you can notice that. Give yourself what you actually need, which is love and compassion, because it has been really hard. It has been really challenging, while at the same time pausing, soften your body to consider what else might be possible. And maybe right now I'm just in the no man's land of that consideration, right? Like, I really feel uncertain about this, but I'm willing to just consider. I'm willing to just start to open. So is that true for you, right? Share in the comments here, like, where are you with this? There may be part of you that knows, like, yep, I know I'm powerful. I know something new can be created. I just haven't had the right tools. Or is it, I don't even know what you're talking about, because you must just not know my pain. It's so bad. Nothing will ever work. And look at that. Just look at that. Because whatever you are telling yourself, it gets created. From a quantum physics perspective, we are creators. And we can measure the electromagnetic field up to 8 to 10 feet out of your body, depending on your personal frequency. And so for these people that would come to see me in my clinic, oh, my fibromyalgia, my chronic fatigue syndrome, right? Because someone told them it was their disease and they have this. And so there's like, they're identifying with it. They felt hopeless. There's nothing wrong with residing in that space of victim consciousness, unless you make it wrong. Unless you put yourself down for it and you judge yourself and you say, I'm not a victim. How dare you? I have a really serious illness. And then you buy into it even more fully, right? So the problem isn't feeling that hopelessness. It's buying into it as if that's true. So take a deep breath. Soften your body. Fully acknowledge what this journey has been. And whatever that is for you, consider that. Wow, let me just tell this story one last time so I get all the nitty-gritty nuggets of how intense it's really been, how hopeless I've really felt. So that's your past. Wow, for this many years, or it was this severe, or I felt this hopeless, this lost, I struggled this much. And now, who knows what's possible? Now I'm willing to consider something new, right? All you need to be is in that pregnant pause, because when you stop singing that song, something new can come in. But you've got to pause. It can be really uncomfortable because we do get a little hit from complaining and we do get a little hit from whining. But if we start to realize, like, is that actually getting me what I really want? It's going to be a no. Right? All the sympathy in the world or people feeling bad and, oh, you have no idea how bad you have it. Let me tell you my story. It's not actually fulfillment. And if you get present to the body, you're going to witness that. Like, okay, so what do you want to create? So now you want to sort of like wipe the slate clean for whatever that has been. And pause the video here or just make a note to go and tell that story or write it here, right? What have you been experiencing up till now? How severe has it been? How hopeless has it felt? How painful? And then take a deep breath. And you can say out loud, what else is possible? What else is possible? And you can say out loud, I'm willing to consider what else might be possible. Say it out loud and type it in here in the comments. Are you willing to consider? Because it's actually the willingness that opens our system, opens our electromagnetics, opens our energy centers, the chakras in the body to allow a new pattern. That is the only way healing happens. No matter how many people I've worked with in the Embracing Health program live or through my online home study courses, I'm not the one doing the healing. The healing actually isn't happening from you either. I didn't heal myself from an autoimmune disease. I opened to allow the life force that comes through me to come through me in even greater amounts. And I've actually created, so you can start with the book. It's at drkimd.com/book, which has all of the tools in it and the science behind how this works. But I've created, for those of you who would like to go deeper, a home study course called the Mind Body Solution for Pain Release. And this is a way that I guide you through this new pattern. How do I begin to open to new possibilities? How do I let something in when I don't already understand? How do I let healing happen even though I'm not the one doing it and no one outside of me is the one doing it? What? How does that work? How do I open to the life force that created me so it can come through me more fully and allow that healing to happen? Because we have seen scientifically this life force is what reverses disease. This life force can even shift your genetic codes to turn off the genes for disease, turn on the genes that allow powerful healing and regeneration. And so who doesn't want that? Have you ever been in a place where, you started to believe that's not possible, or maybe a doctor even told you, here's your life sentence, you have this disease and therefore, and then you made it mean something really bad and something really hopeless? How does that feel? The truth will set you free, and your system knows the difference between that openness where you're allowing life force to come in and the closure when you buy into that victim story. So, what are you ready to create? right now in your life. And are you ready? Set your alarm. Yeah, I was going to hold up my phone, but I'm filming on it. Set your alarm for 3 times a day to notice, what am I speaking? Everything in the book goes along with my favorite formula. You set your alarm 3 times a day and you practice that tool you're working with. Now, you could read this book really quickly, and I've had so many people report massive breakthroughs from reading the book. But what if you digested each tool at least for a couple days? Set your alarm 3 times a day and practice that tool, or pick your favorite one and practice that for a week. And since we're in our summer series, I'm going to invite you to practice this for 1 week. What am I speaking to right now? Am I speaking possibility, or am I speaking the old story in closure? And always remember, it's not about putting ice cream on top of poop and speaking a lie. Speak to that truth. Be heard. Wow, this was so hard for me. This was really painful. I felt really stuck. And I wonder what's possible now. So are you ready to open? I certainly am, and I'm so glad to be here connecting with you. If you are ready for the home study program and you'd like to take it a step further, I guide you through these exercises for specifically releasing pain, whether it's been long-term chronic pain. This also applies to long-term illness you may have been experiencing, where you're going to begin a new pattern. You're going to begin the pattern of openness that allows these new possibilities in. This is exactly what happened for me walking along this beach, like, I guess it was 20 years ago. I don't know, about 20 years ago, when I was struggling with a really severe autoimmune disease. And the doctors told me, there's no way you're going to get better. You need medications. You'll never run again. Here's what you need to do. It was like a death sentence. I was in so much pain, like a rheumatoid arthritis, joint pain, back pain, neck pain. I didn't know what to do. And even though I understood my body could heal itself, and even though I understood mind body medicine, until I internalized this, until I opened, the healing couldn't happen. When I did this opening, it was so fast, my symptoms resolved within days. And that is what I'm inviting you to with the Mind Body Solution for pain release. It's at drkimd.com/pain-release, or you can just go to drkimd.com and the tab for home study programs will lead you there. If you're ready to start this journey now, I look forward to seeing you there. And for everyone here, I will see you next week for our 6th set end of our summer series. We'll be doing our final mind body tool from the book, and I'll be guiding you through that. So 11 a.m. Mountain Time. If you'd like to join the group here live, we will be reading comments and answering questions on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And you can come to my YouTube channel at Dr. Kim DeRamo, or join, if you're in Facebook, the Mind Body Community. Our coaches are standing by there to assist you with this journey. The creative power is within you. I can only show you how to open to it, and you get to choose to take that next step, make that commitment, and invest in this journey for yourself. I am so excited for your healing, for our wholeness, and for our global power that we are igniting from the inside out through this process. So much love to you. I'll be on the beach, and I'll see you.